Kate Abramson, on gaslighting. Prepare to delve into the unsettling world of gaslighting through the lens of Kate Abramson's On Gaslighting. This insightful summary exposes the intricate patterns of psychological manipulation that erode a person's perception of reality. From intimate partnerships to workplace interactions and systemic biases, gaslighting can take root in varying contexts, leaving its targets questioning their sanity and validity. Discover how gaslighters exploit doubt, trust, and even empathy to cultivate an environment of control and isolation. By understanding the distinction between gaslighting and other forms of manipulation like brainwashing, this summary aims to equip you with the knowledge to recognize these damaging behaviors. Get ready to uncover the subtle tactics at play and learn how they operate across diverse relationships and social settings in this thought-provoking exploration.
Understanding gaslighting. Gaslighting is a deceptive form of psychological manipulation designed to make someone question their sanity. At its core, this tactic aims to convince a person that their individual perceptions, reactions, and memories are detached from reality, labeling them as crazy. This sense of disconnection from reality, presented by the gaslighter, targets the victim's self-trust, casting doubts on their own reliability and prompting them to feel inherently unstable. It's important to note that the term crazy is historically loaded, often used to undermine genuine experiences of those dealing with mental health issues. Gaslighters, however, seek to impose a sense of irrationality on their victims rather than address any treatable mental illness. Gaslighting distinguishes itself from other manipulative strategies like brainwashing. While brainwashing aims to completely change a person's beliefs, gaslighting keeps the victim in a perpetual state of confusion, making them question their realities without fully altering their beliefs. This ongoing uncertainty is what sets gaslighting apart, a gradual, insidious process that occurs over time. Another key aspect of gaslighting is the pattern it follows. It's not merely about ignoring or dismissing someone's concerns. Instead, gaslighters methodically undermine the target's self-confidence, coaxing them into discrediting themselves. The essence of gaslighting lies in this pattern, eroding the victim's capability to trust their own thoughts and perceptions. In the next chapter, we dive into real-world examples to illustrate how gaslighting unfolds in everyday situations. Gaslighting Unveiled. Gaslighting surfaces across different spheres of life, impacting relationships and self-perception in profound ways. Imagine the insidious nature of this behavior infiltrating partnerships, families, workplaces, and even spaces where identity is intertwined with systemic oppression. Each scenario demonstrates how gaslighting grows into a pattern, reinforced by multiple voices that cause self-doubt and undermine one's reality. In the realm of intimate relationships, gaslighting often stealthily erodes trust and confidence. Consider Emily and Jake. Emily grows uneasy as Jake indulges in late-night texts, only to be brushed off with, "You're imagining things." As Jake's dismissive pattern deepens, Emily, although witnessing clear dishonesty, finds herself questioning her feelings, believing she might indeed be too emotional. Within family dynamics, gaslighting tends to skew an individual's sense of truth. Take Sarah, who confides to her mother about feeling constantly criticized. Her mother denies it, claiming Sarah is merely sensitive, dismissing each specific instance Sarah describes. Over time, Sarah's trust in her emotional awareness fades, leaving her to doubt her own memories. Workplaces are not immune to this subtle manipulation. Juanita, a junior academic, reports harassment when a colleague crosses a professional boundary. Rather than support, she hears excuses about generational differences, with suggestions that she's overreacting. The repeated invalidation causes her to second-guess her justified discomfort. Gaslighting linked to identity and oppression proves especially damaging, as it reinforces harmful biases and dismisses legitimate experiences. Witness Daniel, a black student subjected to veiled insults from a peer. When he seeks solace, he hears remarks downplaying his concerns, from friends to educators. These microaggressions persist unchallenged, leaving him doubting his reactions while enduring continued disrespect. Across these examples, gaslighting chisels away at a person's assurance in their perception of reality. It thrives on dismissing, belittling, and distorting their sense of truth, often compounded by those around them. The victims, left feeling isolated, find their experiences and emotions dismissed, creating uncertainty around what they believe to be true. Title ** Unmasking the Gaslighter. Imagine encountering someone with a perspective that clashes with your own. Your response could vary from acknowledging the difference to seeking common understanding. While some might resort to deceit or manipulation to assert their views, the gaslighter takes a far more insidious path. The gaslighter's method involves convincing the victim that their perceptions are not just flawed but utterly mistaken, thereby dismantling any trust the victim has in their understanding of reality. This manipulation springs from a profound intolerance for any challenges to the gaslighter's worldview, aimed at eradicating potential opposition. At the core of the gaslighter's strategy lie three motivational layers. The first is straightforward and target-specific: what the gaslighter stands to gain from the immediate scenario. Consider Liz, a successful executive sidelined by her new boss, who omits her from important communications and meetings. While others dismiss her concerns as exaggerated, her boss's target-specific aim might be to eliminate her from the workplace dynamics deliberately. Whether this intention is conscious or unconscious is immaterial to the immediate effects it has on her. Beneath these immediate goals are the gaslighter's deep-seated desires, unbound to any single target but resonating with their fundamental needs. Liz's boss may act out of a desire to maintain his power and dominance, while simultaneously nurturing an image of the amicable leader. These motivations reveal themselves in patterns rather than the specific actions taken against individuals. However, what truly sets gaslighters apart is their extreme reaction to potential challenges. The manipulation extends beyond mere exclusion or indirect sabotage; it's about eradicating the victim's belief in their cognitive and emotional soundness. The gaslighter rejects any threat to their worldview so fervently that they will manipulate extensively to ensure the victim ultimately doubts their sanity and yields to the gaslighter's narrative. A misogynist might dismiss allegations of sexist behavior. In contrast, a gaslighter will go to lengths to convince the accuser that her perceptions are inherently invalid and untrustworthy. This relentless pursuit leaves the victim in a state of self-doubt and helplessness, ensuring any threat to the gaslighter's reality is neutralized permanently. Gaslighting Unmasked. Gaslighters wield participation as a powerful tool, subtly involving their targets in manipulations that muddle their own judgment. This isn't just one-sided deceit; victims often find themselves unwitting collaborators in their manipulation, which shatters their self-trust once revealed. Trust, both personal and societal, is repeatedly betrayed. In workplaces, for example, targets rely on established protocols for protection, only to see their complaints brushed aside, leaving them unguarded. This cultivated doubt thrives because everyone occasionally questions their memories or decisions. Gaslighters exploit this natural skepticism, planting seeds of uncertainty to undermine confidence, using phrases like, "that never happened." This perpetual doubt erodes self-assurance, drawing victims deeper under their influence. Isolation serves as another key tactic. By alienating their targets, either socially or physically, gaslighters strip away external support systems. Deprived of alternative viewpoints or validation, targets grow increasingly reliant on the gaslighter's skewed reality. Even empathy, a natural human trait, is leveraged against victims. In scenarios of harassment, targets may be nudged into empathy for their oppressors. "He's just old-fashioned," playing on broader societal pressures to sympathize with authority. Lastly, power dynamics amplify the impact. Gaslighters in influential roles, like managers or educators, exploit practical consequences to tighten their grip. Implied threats about career or reputation losses keep targets compliant, cementing control over their perceptions and actions. The insidious nature of gaslighting. Gaslighting, a subtle yet devastating form of manipulation, intricately violates its victims, leaving them in a complex trap of doubt and distorted reality. Unlike blatant abuse, gaslighting makes it challenging to pinpoint the exact breaches of personal boundaries. At its heart, this manipulation seeds doubt, crafting a warped perception for the victim and suppressing their ability to question their manipulator. This attack extends to the victim's sense of knowledge, gradually undermining their confidence and reasoning abilities. Further complicating this abuse is its tendency to exploit societal norms, such as gender stereotypes, which amplify the damage. A woman, for example, could be misled into dismissing her justifiable frustrations as mere hysteria, reinforcing outdated gender biases. This insidious tactic silences its victims on both practical and existential levels. Practically, any protest or attempt to voice their reality is brushed off, invalidated. On a deeper, more personal level, victims may struggle to trust their own thoughts and emotions, feeling abandoned within their own minds. The multifaceted nature of gaslighting often keeps it concealed and difficult to expose, as its networks of violations are tightly interwoven. This leaves victims in a reality where their genuine experiences are consistently questioned and invalidated, trapping them in an isolating cycle of manipulation.
Kate Abramson's work underscores the profound impact of gaslighting, not only as psychological abuse but as a multifaceted assault on one's autonomy and self-perception. By illustrating gaslighting scenarios across various dynamics, the book sheds light on how this tactic degrades confidence and self-awareness. The complexity of gaslighting lies in its ability to distort reality on multiple levels, making it difficult to expose and confront. It taps into societal norms, leveraging power and trust against its targets, and is particularly insidious due to its ability to isolate individuals from sources of validation and support. Ultimately, this summary highlights the importance of recognizing these patterns to regain control over personal narratives and resist manipulation. By naming and understanding gaslighting, we take a vital step toward dismantling its hold and championing authenticity in our interactions.